Eragon, the creator of Elves. The first song gave life to creation. It made all that you see now, and what has been forgotten in the past. A duet between the great being and the one that would become known as the enemy. One could argue that creation is the outcome of their love, though that love may no longer exist. Among the things the first song created, there was a powerful interstellar being known as Eragon, who is debatably their firstborn child. Eragon is said to be curious and adventurous, and after his creation did he repeat the melody that created him, the second song, and thus created the first elven gods and the first elves. Eragon helped his children find a home, the pre-Cambrian Earth. Then he set off to explore the rest of creation for himself. Many scholars, mainly elves, debate whether or not Eragon is a legitimate child of the great being and the enemy. He is created from their love, but so is the rest of creation. Thus far, it is known that Eragon has visited many places, such as the Dragon Dimension and Nirvana, multiple times. Like all things, he is fascinated by dragonkind. He also has traveled to Lemuria once before its destruction. However, although he has been to many places we can dream of that exist in the cosmos, Eragon is completely oblivious to the existence of the Tevenari and Okalan, only remembering that creation is growing ill by a taint, but leaving it at that. The first elf was created from the first song, the literal first song the great being sang. This is about Zanan and the rest of the elven gods. Her voice flowed like the sun, and it gave warmth, creating the first of a race of divine yet mortal beings called Elves. Eragon listened to the great being sing when she was done, then sang the song himself. This was known as the second song, where the elven gods and the elven people came into existence. They walked the cosmos for billions upon billions of years, where Eragon laid them down on the primordial earth, where they built their civilization. The elven gods began to debate the meaning of the first song, and this ultimately led to arguing between each one. The controversy eventually broke the elven gods apart, making them war with each other across primordial Earth. This lasted until the Cambrian period, when 4 out of the 5 dreaded terrors, known as the Tevenari, descended upon the Earth. The elves banded together to stand against the Tevenari and their armies of the Maharn Tenevalel, but the power of the Black Ones overwhelmed the elves, and they were enslaved. The elven gods became puppets for the Tevenari, till the old gods arrived and cured the elven gods of their corruption. The two pantheons agreed to an alliance, so that they uproot the Tevenari, but were attacked by one of the 4 while they were doing this meeting. Both pantheons lost a god in the ensuing battle. Eventually, the two pantheons sealed the Tevenari and most of their servants back in the Maw, and began to heal the earth from their vile corruption. The elves and their gods left Earth for the realm of Alfheim, where they built their civilization up again. But after this, however, there's a civil war between the gods, with one side being led by Harkon, and the other side being led by an elven god named Anthusiel. Both debated whether or not who was righteous enough to lead the elven gods and the elven people as a whole, due to the elven god that was taken by the Tevenari being the last leader. Eventually, this war ended with Alfheim being split into Alfheim and Svartalfheim, each realm controlled by a different elven faction. The elves following Enthusiel became known as the Light Elves and the Light Elven Gods, and the ones who follow Harkon are the Dark Elves and the Dark Elven Gods. Although the war continued on for the following eons, however not on the massive scale that it was before.